At our Christmas dinner, my fiancé stumbled upon a disturbing revelation. My face was identical in every childhood photo, as if duplicated across years. "That's not you," he murmured, pointing to a picture from my youth. "They recycled your face." 5 hours later, I was on the phone with the police, saying words I never imagined. "I think I was abducted 25 years ago, and it's all coming back." It began with potato salad and Mariah Carey's voice in the background. During the holiday, my mother shared our old photo albums with my fiancé. He stiffened, grabbed my hand, and whispered, "Don't you notice it?" "Notice what?" "How can you miss it?" Once he pointed it out, I couldn't unsee it. 5 hours later, I called the authorities. I always thought a life-altering moment like this would come with a soundtrack, soft hums, rising tension, maybe a dramatic storm. But no, there was potato salad, overcooked lamb. My mother humming Mariah Carey while wiping down the counter, as if she hadn't just unleashed nostalgia for the 20th time. No storm, just the odd holiday scent of lemon cleaner and something faintly scorched. I wasn't expecting anything. That's the kicker. I walked in, smiled, and acted like this wasn't another yearly reminder that I never quite belonged. Noah, my fiancé, stayed his usual composed self, watchful, quiet, the kind of man who could make a career out of noticing details. I brought him as my anchor. Joke's on me, I guess. My sister Brielle was already there, swirling her wine, dressed in something neutral but pricey. Her boyfriend nodded along like a bobblehead. My parents smiled as if they meant it. Dinner was dinner, familiar, polite, but tense underneath. The roast was tough. The margarita was tart. My mom asked about Brielle's new job. My dad quizzed Noah about computers like he'd never met a millennial. No one asked me anything, as usual. I used to get upset. Now I just time how long it takes them to act like I'm invisible. This year, 9 minutes. After dessert, Mom did her usual routine. She clapped and announced, "I dug out the albums," as if it was a spontaneous find, not a ritual she'd orchestrated. She always pulls out albums, pretending she stumbled across them under a stack of towels. We all play along, smiling like we haven't seen the faded pages countless times. Brielle leaned in like she was at a gala. Her boyfriend put on his best, fascinated face. Noah sat beside me, reserved. I watched him more than the photos. The first album had birthdays, beach trips, awkward school portraits. The second was all about baby Brielle, mom glowing, dad beaming. Then came my album. Noah's demeanor shifted. He didn't speak at first, but I noticed. His shoulders tensed, his eyes darted between pages, his head tilted like he was spotting a flaw in a photo edit. He was analyzing, calculating. Then, without looking at me, he squeezed my hand under the table. "Don't you see it?" he whispered. I blinked. "See what? How can you not see it?" He let go and flipped pages like nothing happened, nodding at Mom's story about me trying to feed a pinecone to a stray cat. I sat frozen, my ears buzzing. I tried to match his rhythm, keep my smile in place, but it felt like my skin was inside out. When I leaned in and asked again, he shook his head slightly. "Later," he said. "Just go with it." My childhood mantra. We left 20 minutes later. Noah made up an excuse, early flight or late call, I don't recall. Mom fussed. Dad didn't care. Brielle barely looked up from her phone. I kissed everyone goodbye, pretending I wasn't unraveling. In the car, Noah pulled out a few photos from his coat. He must have slipped them from the stack. I hadn't noticed. "Look," he said. I did, sort of. The first showed me in a pink jacket by a stone wall. I'd seen it before. It stuck in my mind like bad decor. "What?" I asked. "It's just a picture." He handed me 2 more. "Same face," he said. "Same angle, same smile, same shadows. Look closer." I did. Then I saw it. It was me, identical, replicated across different scenes. One by a fence, one at a swing set, one near a fountain. The expression never changed, not a muscle. "They reused your face," I said, my voice sounding distant like it came from deep inside. He nodded. Then he showed me another. A baby, pale, light-haired, different bone structure. "That's not you," he said. "I don't think they ever had baby photos of you." Then another. Me with Mom and Dad in front of an old building. My outline was blurry, shadows mismatched, like a sticker half peeled off. I stared for ages, then laughed, a sharp, broken sound. "So I'm a collage," I said. "That's cute." Noah didn't laugh. "Why would they fake this?" I asked. He didn't answer. Neither did I. 5 hours later, I called the police. Denial doesn't shatter all at once. It seeps like a leaking pipe everyone ignores. You hear the drip, smell it, but keep washing your hands. I stared at those photos all night. Noah fell asleep beside me, but I stayed still like a kid waiting for monsters. Except the monsters had names, Mom and Dad. The photos sat on my nightstand. I kept checking, hoping they'd fix themselves. They didn't. My face was still there, duplicated, frozen in an expression I didn't remember making. That baby wasn't me. The lighting was all wrong. Then it hit, not with a scream or a bolt of clarity, but a whisper I couldn't ignore. I didn't know my origins, literally. No memories before age 5, none. As a kid, I thought that was normal or at least explainable. My parents blamed the war. I was young, they said, traumatized. The brain protects itself, they said. I believed them. What else could I do? Tell my teacher I skipped being a toddler, that my first memory was standing in a fluorescent-lit hallway in a new country, mom telling me to smile for someone with a clipboard. That was it. The immigration office, buzzing lights, everything loud and cold and wrong. I didn't know English yet, but I knew mom's look, perform. Life was normal after that, or as normal as it gets. We had a small apartment. I started school. Mom packed lunches like other moms, but no notes, just neat napkins. Dad read the paper like it owed him something. They worked hard, provided what I needed. Love, that was different. When Brielle was born 2 years later, the house warmed overnight. Suddenly there were baby books, videos, scrapbooks with sparkly letters, themed parties, spa days, hugs, warmth. None of that existed for me, ever. They told me I was strong, independent, didn't need much. Code for we didn't give you much. I told myself it was because I was older the test run. Now, I wasn't sure. No aunts, uncles, or cousins. No visitors from the old country. We never went back. My parents said everyone was gone, scattered by war. I asked about family once. Dad said it was complicated. Mom changed the topic. Then there was the Facebook message when I was 15. I walked into the kitchen, saw Mom staring at a message in Serbian, a name I didn't know, a woman with hearts in the text. Her face was blank. She deleted it, blocked the sender, shut the laptop. When I asked, she said, "Spam." Spam doesn't make your hands shake. I let it go like always. At 17, I was diagnosed with PTSD. Nightmares, panic attacks, a constant dread like something was about to happen. My therapist asked about the war. I said I didn't remember it. She said that was probably why. But now I know I wasn't scared of the war. I was scared of her. It didn't hit like a storm. It came in fragments. That night staring at Noah's stolen photos, a memory flickered like a light in the dark. A woman, not the one who raised me, someone else. Soft face, dark eyes, citrus scent. I held her hand. Then another woman, not my mother, with a gentle voice, soft hands. I held her hand too. Then the woman I called Mom appeared, younger, smiling like she'd just arrived. The first woman leaned down, said in Serbian, "This is your babysitter." That was my first meeting with her. Another flash, I'm pulling on a coat, crying, "I want Mama." A hand on my shoulder, firm. "Don't say that again. If you talk about her, you disappear." Those words were buried until now. Then screams. I'm in a strange bed, kicking, chest burning, calling for the citrus-scented woman. Another voice, cold, "Enough!" The panic lasted minutes, maybe years. Noah found me on the kitchen floor, gasping, palms pressed to the tiles like I was clinging to something. He tried to touch me. I flinched. He sat beside me instead, silent. On the floor, breath trapped, vision blurry, I called 911. The operator answered on the third ring. 911, what's your emergency? My chest collapsed. No words at first. Noah knelt beside me, hand on my back, steadying me. I forced it out. I was kidnapped. A pause. "Ma'am, are you safe now?" "I think so." "Is the person who took you there?" "No, it was long ago." "I just remembered." Another pause, then a calm, gentle tone. "Take a breath, you're safe now?" "Yes, but it's true, they're not my parents." Noah took the phone. "Hi, her fiancé. She's having a panic attack. It started 15 minutes ago." She found edited childhood photos, no birth records, odd inconsistencies. She believes she was abducted at 25 years ago, outside the U.S. The operator stayed steady, took our address, logged it as a welfare check, and said an investigative unit would follow up. Noah thanked her, hung up. The words were out, real. I didn't sleep. I showered, changed, folded laundry I didn't recall starting, maybe emptied the dishwasher. Noah hovered, made tea, watched me like I was fragile in a quake. "Rest," he said. I nodded, didn't move. I kept expecting a knock, a break-in, or the floor to collapse. The apartment just hummed, indifferent. The next morning, an email, case opened, officer to contact me. I showed Noah. He read it twice, nodded. "It's real now," he said. Real as if it wasn't when I was curled on the floor, questioning if I'd ever had a mother. 2 days later, 3 calm knocks. My mother stood there with a paper bag like she was dropping off treats. My father lingered behind, hands in pockets, face blank. "Can we come in?" she asked, already stepping forward. Noah appeared beside me. I nodded, let them in. They sat on the couch like guests. Mom set the bag down. I brought that carrot soup you liked when you were sick. At 8, she told me to stop crying because I wouldn't die. What about that soup? Thanks, I said flatly. She smoothed her coat, scanned the apartment. Dad stood. We spoke to the police, she said. They said you filed a report. I did. She wanted to be upset but seemed drained. You should have come to us first. Would you have told the truth? She paused, blinked. We didn't want to hurt you, Noah spoke. So it's true. Dad stepped forward. Yes, you're not ours biologically. I exhaled, not relief but confirmation. Mom nodded. Your mother was young, couldn't care for you. She begged us to take you. She wanted you to have a better life. We were leaving. She stayed. It was war. Where is she now? I asked. Mom clasped her hands. We don't know. You never checked. It was complicated. Noah crossed his arms. Why fake the photos? Dad didn't flinch. We didn't want her to feel out of place. So you erased her life and made one up? Noah asked. Mom's voice cracked. You were 5. You cried for her for weeks. It was awful, but you adapted. You forgot. We thought it was better. You could have told me. And say what? She snapped. That we took you from your mother, that you'd never remember your life, you'd have hated us. You think I don't? Silence. She pulled a photo from her bag, me at 6, holding Dad's hand. This one's real, she said, like it fixed everything. I didn't touch it. They stood. Dad looked at Noah, then me. We didn't steal you, we saved you. I said nothing. Neither did Noah. For 10 seconds I almost believed them. Then I asked, what's her name? Mom blinked, confused. Dad rubbed his face, tired of me. Your memories aren't reliable, she said. Try me. She shook her head. We didn't want to hurt you. You did. They exchanged looks. Dad spoke like confessing, Myra Petrovich. No address, no contact, just a name. When I pressed, Mom said, we lost touch. It was war. Right. War also kills Google, apparently. That night, Noah and I searched. My Serbian's fine for chatting with old relatives about recipes, but online research? Rough. Myra Petrovich, common name, many dead ends. A florist in Novi Sad, a retired teacher from Belgrade. Then I found a grainy Facebook profile. No smile, no filters, a woman in her early 50s, dark hair pulled back, faint eye lines, a face that hit like a punch. I stared. Noah leaned in. She looks like you? I shook my head. No, I look like her. It wasn't just similarity, it was eerie, the kind you don't see until someone points it out. Her last post was months old, but her About section listed a town in southern Serbia, one Mom mentioned once when I was 10. We sent a message via Google Translate, clunky but checked thrice. Hello, I was given your name. I think I might be your daughter. We waited. She replied the next morning, can we speak? We set up a video call. I don't recall agreeing. Noah handled it. I sat, blanket-trapped, feeling like I was meeting a dream I didn't know I had. Her face appeared older, tired, but she stared hand to mouth, holding something in. I wasn't sure, she said finally, but now I see you. I wanted to speak, but words stuck. I've been looking for you for 25 years, she said, using my name, not Claire, but Lena. I froze. Lena didn't sound familiar, but it fit like an old shoe. Did you give me up? Her face crumpled, not dramatically, just quietly. No, God, no. She looked away, grounding herself. You were 5. I left you with a trusted friend for a few hours while I went to the municipal office. When I returned, you were gone. They said your babysitter left with you. You never came back. Her voice broke. We searched police camps, flyers, shelters. They said kids get lost in war, but I knew you weren't lost. I sat still. Noah asked, did you apply for resettlement? She nodded. To the U.S. families with kids got priority. I had everything ready. But when you vanished, they cut me from the list. I wouldn't leave without you. It hit harder than any memory. That's why they took me, not love, but a ticket out, a puzzle piece. We sat in silence. Her eyes were red, mine probably were too. Noah stayed quiet, holding the moment together. I never knew where you went, she said softly. I thought you crossed a border or died. I didn't know what to hope for. I was speechless. How do you answer someone who lost you? They changed my name, I said. Claire. She nodded, pained. Mylena was your grandmother's. I felt hollow, functional, but empty. 2 weeks later, we stood in the precinct, her in a navy coat, me with the photos. The officer took our statements, asked questions I barely recall answering. My real mother, Anya, pulled a creased flyer from her purse, a missing persons notice. My name, Lena Petrovich, age 5, last seen in a red scarf. This is her, she told the officer. My daughter. Someone nodded. We pressed charges. No trial, guilty during the investigation. Immigration fraud, falsifying documents, concealing an international abduction. They never gave up their Serbian passports, just hid them with their morals. Their U.S. citizenship was revoked, deported in 6 months, no appeals. Brielle stayed, born here, At first, she was quiet, staring at the floor. Then she said, "That was messed up." Not an apology, but something. We talk more now. She knows how I take my coffee. That matters. Anya moved to the US 6 months later via a family reunification program. Noah and I helped with paperwork. She works at a bakery near us, says it's like the one from her youth. We're planning our wedding. She's invited. She cried at the invitation. The people who raised me lost everything, built on a lie that collapsed. I didn't feel bad. I felt free. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories. Get more experiences.